Hello, everyone, and welcome to Vanguard Gaming, the first Valor of Valhalla. But first, I got to introduce this legend to my left here in the booth. Kirk, how are we doing today, brother?
Good. I'm doing super good. This is my first time doing any sort of Tarkov production scene, tournament, or anything. So I'm super excited. And what better way to start it off with Vanguard Gaming?
Yeah, man, here on Streets today, of course, $150 up for grabs for that first place, solo or duo. But I think we've got all duos here today, so it's going to be interesting. I personally like Streets. I like the additional, boss that they've added, Colin Ty there, who comes up at the ministry or often at the mall as well. So I look forward to seeing these guys not only hunt down some of the PMCs, but hunt down some of these bosses as well.
Yeah, Kollontai definitely adds a whole new level to the map. It's not just one boss in the middle of the map anymore. We have, Kollontai that has a couple different spawns around the map, so it makes it a little bit more exciting. But right here we have the point system. So this is going to be the system our players are going to be following today. It's pretty simple compared to most tournaments out there. Very, very simple. Only three separate ways to get points. PMC kills going to be 10 points, boss kills 5, and surviving the raid earns only 2. But of course, just because most maps have one boss on them, so that usually would only net 5 points. But because there is the chance to spawn 2, 10 is going to be available in some of the raids if both bosses spawn.
Yeah, absolutely. And hopefully we will get a few maps where they do both spawn. Of course, Kaban having Gus and Bossmock added as well to kind of help them out on top of those 4 heavy armed guards and 2 to 3 snipers, which you can kind of see near the bottom middle of your map. Lexos going to be probably a very popular spot as well. So I look to see a lot of action kind of maybe rushing toward Lexos, maybe rushing toward MIA as well to check for, these bosses here as well. But again, I'm just excited to get it underway. I hope we get a lot of action early. Streets is a bigger map as well, so sometimes you can kind of go throughout the mix and maybe only see a PMC or maybe not even see bosses. So hopefully we get blessed with some good maps.
Yeah, Streets is going to be a little bit rough because scavs aren't worth anything. And of course, Streets is known for having scavs absolutely everywhere. So most of the players are probably going to have to, be tactful or, tactical about getting around the scavs because it's really just a waste of time. You're going to have to get around them. You have to find those PMCs, listen to the gunshots and try to make your way towards PMCs just to get as many kills as possible and get out because this is only 2-hour tournament, so you're gonna have to use your time wisely.
Yeah, and hopefully they have all of these kits pre-made. It's going to be more beneficial to them if they've got these kits made up ahead of time as well. But I expect to see a lot of that as well. Listening for those gunshots, and I think because of how little time they have and they need these kills, I think we're going to see a lot of players running toward those gunshots as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I am very excited to get into Streets of Tarkov. A lot of the tournaments you see are not played on Streets, so this might be a little bit of a special one. We have 4 separate teams, or sorry, 5 teams. This is our first one here. Green equals scare. That's going to be Gunner, Door, and Entaz. That's going to be our first team we're looking at here. They're getting into raid. Looks like, oh yeah, no, that's just a loading map. So they are still haven't found a match yet, but these are on live servers. These are not private servers or private accounts. So it's going to be, uh, you know, same experience you'd have at home for everyone else watching.
Yeah, yeah, at least I would say 2 to 3 minute load times if they're lucky. Some even kind of getting into that 5 or 6 minutes. But green equals scary. One of those 4 teams, as you mentioned, initially 5. Unfortunately, the YouTube boys didn't give us their video links, so down to 4 teams here, which I mean increases those odds. Of course, only first prize is going to win $150. Is that total prize 75 for each of them? And it looks like both Gunner and them here, 60 and level 66. Opting to go with that new face mask as well. I see some Comtac 4s out there looking to hear for miles and miles as well, but opting almost the same setup between these two here.
Yeah, Black MDR has been absolutely the king in the last few wipes. Even before the recoil updates, it was absolutely a monster. Black MDR has been in the meta and it will be in the meta for sure for the long future ahead. But I think the most impressive thing we're looking at right here is the Predator t-shirt from Enta's. The
Yeah.
Predator, or sorry, not t-shirt, but long sleeve shirt, whatever it is. But it is not an easy thing to get. That is probably one of the most difficult things to get in Escape from Tarkov. It is not something to scoff at. That is a late keeper task, and you have to kill every boss in the game 15
15.
times.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. 15 times. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've ran interchange and can't even find killer once, let alone 15 times. So you're absolutely right. No easy task at all, but certainly supporting the drip out here today is Entas. As again, we wait for them. And it does look like they are loading loot. We see Gunner is loading loot, and Entas already awaiting session start. So once Gunner gets back in here, I think we should get loaded into this first one, hopefully. And then I believe we're switching over to refugees. This is Smokey the Boo and Grounds. A couple people that I happen to know and met through Tarkov as well, but shots through the window, and that is unfortunate. Grounds is the first to fall.
Okay.
Smokey knows there is one lurking here, but has to be tough. The visual through that glass there, it's just so hard to see the enemy.
I don't know. I felt weird.
Yeah, and now you're in a situation. It's like, what's Smokey gonna do here? Like, should I just get into this fight and try to kill as much as quick as possible, so I can get out? Because his teammate's not going to be able to do much. He has to wait. He can't queue up by himself. So is Smokey going to try to play this, very slowly and methodically, or is he going to just try to get in there and
Did he kill you too?
get whatever done he can so they can start another raid up? But he is taking shots from behind. This is going to be from inside the factory building near a marked room.
6KD.
Grenades were flying at him, but he looks like he's not going to be too aggressive. He's going to try to play this smart. Then again, we are in a actual online raid, right? So we have no idea. None of these players have any idea who they are fighting. They don't know if they're fighting a single guy or it could be a 5-man. You never really know.
Yeah, that's the tough thing, and I'd imagine usually that they've. You always think that there's more than one, right? And so we can kind of hear Smokey talking to Grounds about what he should do. And you're right. I feel like you don't want to just run in there and die, but you want to set yourself up for a good engagement. But you need to try and push and find this kill. You don't want to let your partner kind of sit stagnant there and wait. So I think you want to get in and out as quickly as possible. So hopefully he'll get healed up and be able to get back out there and see if he can find a pick or two.
Yeah, definitely need to make something out of this. A lot of times being used up right now, so he definitely needs to do something here to get some points for his team. But it is going to be rough, He has stuck with the 1x with the Wilcox boss scope there, so doesn't have any magnification for these small windows that he has to peek up into. So I assume he might try to do a little flank around, maybe relaxation, maybe go around to try to get these guys up in the factory. But getting flanked by Scav, easy kill, and he's going to run out. And there's going to be Scavs in the way where he was getting shot from, so maybe those players that were shooting at him originally are not in that building anymore.
Yeah, I was kind of impressed or surprised rather that there were that many scavs right there, but that would lead me to believe that they have kind of fell back a little bit as well. So we do see Smokey kind of rotating around from that relaxation side there, getting a little bit closer to where they were. There is potentially an alley right here to peek down, but he's going to go ahead and go all the way around and look for that big flank. But, it all depends on what they're wearing as well. Contact 4s you can hear for days there as well. So I got to believe that if he is running this way and they are close by, they should be able to at least hear him.
Yeah, speaking of the Contact 4s, I know that recently there's been a few audio updates, probably last week or a week and a half ago. There was one big one, and then there was another one that just kind of, adjusted some of the sounds on audio probably 5 days ago, not that long ago. So, I'm super not familiar. I haven't watched any videos or. Oh, looks like a player scav's going to try to jump Smokey, but that's going to be no problem for Smokey. He takes one shot, but nothing. Can't heal off or serve up. But yeah, this sounds a lot different now. So it's definitely not the sound that we've been having for a long, long time in Tarkov. So, I imagine these are high-level players, so they probably have been playing absolutely nonstop the last week or two. So they are probably a lot more used to the audio than we are.
Yeah, it's death to the crabs, basically. There is no more crouch walking with zero sound. And actually, it's pretty far. They need to do some adjustments with some of the helmets having the same sound as just having no ears as well. So, but yeah, no more crouch walking, whether you're underweight or overweight, you will be heard even at the slowest speeds. So some of those recent adjustments just coming in, as you mentioned, only 4 or 5 days ago.
Yeah, thank God. I don't want to.
I like the crouch walking. I like to sneak up, channel my inner Tom Clancy Splinter Cell and sneak up on the opposition. But I do understand both sides, and I mean that's the great thing about Tarkov is they're always working toward making the game better. Yes, sometimes there are bugs that get broken, and you were able to vault into this marked room here previously for a while, but they have got that fixed as well. So it's great to see them always making at least that progress and trying to make things better for the crew.
Yeah, you really can't blame. I mean, problems happen in games, right? But Escape from Tarkov is one of the most unique games out there. It's one of the most resource demanding. It takes a lot of your, PC power to be able to run this game. It's not some, typical esport game where, you just get 300 frames on max settings. So like Tarkov is a game where mistakes are going to happen. They're going to, glitches are going to happen. It's not a typical game like any other. So, they're working hard. Game's been in beta for a long time. They're working hard to make sure it is playable for everybody. But we're going to move back to green equals scary. Looks like they'll be running on the far side of Klimov Street. Going to move towards near the Scav.
Dude, that guy's unlucky.
Can't really tell where he is right now.
He's over by the shopping mall there. The shopping mall will be to his left, and there's Pylon nearby as well.
I was looking at Entas there.
Oh,
it looks like they're splitting up. So yeah, Gunner's heading over by Pinewood, and Entas is going near the school.
Yes, near the school there, that green room. Great for GPUs and LEDXs, but not necessary here in this tournament. I did see in chat as well. It looked like Queenie had a 3-man kill on their first raid, so she's already popping off. We heard a lot of gunshots here early for green equals scary, and we hear him running, towards that gunfight. But unfortunately, they are unable to see anybody just yet. We did see grounds go down. I know Smokey was in a battle there in the moment as well, but things hopefully starting to pick up here.
Yeah, this is a. What do you think about the strat here? It's kind of a bold strategy to be able to split up with your team. And try to maximize points through splitting your team up to look for separate PMC spawns, or maybe one of them is heading for Kolontai, one of them is maybe trying for Kaban. But what do you think about that strat?
I like it. I think it just shows that they're confident. They're level 60, level 66. They have the kit, they have the gear. So they're confident. This is something that they're comfortable with. And if you can execute it properly, you can find, a lot more points that way by splitting up potentially. So, I like the strategy. Hopefully it pays off for them. But yeah, I mean, at times you can be outnumbered. We see them firing shots back and forth, bullets ripping through the windshield there of that car. Gunner gonna have to hit the deck and heal up, looking like a chicken nugget out there, missing 3 limbs really in his stomach as we see him beginning to serve.
Yeah, you can tell Gunna knows what he's doing right here because he, a lot of players in this situation would panic and just start, spamming 4 to hit their Salua, but he made sure that thorax was the first thing to get healed. That is the most important thing in any situation. It does not matter if your leg is on 10 HP. If your thorax is at 80, doesn't matter. You get that thorax to 85. That is the number one priority in any situation. So he knows he stays calm in these situations. Even when his barrel is red hot and he has no ammo in his mag, he knows that he's got to keep that thorax up or that's going to be the end of him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the thorax and the head, right? The two that you can't bring back. And we see him serving up there, going to get that leg so he can at least run full speed here without, grunting too hard. Obviously had those painkillers already active as well. And we see a lot of these players kind of had these kits organized ahead of time. The injector cases, the Kappa is there as well. So plenty of space for them to bring in things that they do need. But, we're going to see a lot of these guys working off the stems here today.
Yeah, they must have, Gunner must have already used a stim because that is probably a situation where you would normally green stim, pop an ETG or at least Propital or whatever. But, there's been some times where we didn't see him on camera. So he probably already popped them and hasn't refilled his injector case yet. But yeah, it looks like they're still split up though. So Entas is going to be, is this the vet or the doctor's office? Going to be looking around in the windows for somebody. I'm sure he hears something. But Gunner's standing right out in the open, healing. You know, Sea of Essig does not care. This map is his. He's very confident, and he's gonna probably try to run towards MVD now, maybe to check for Kolontai.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great idea. He's able to get, we saw at least one kill during the video there, but there were two bodies. So potentially finding 2 kills there already, getting 10 points apiece. And so right now, splitting up is working for them. Intus apparently has spotted someone as well, and I think is communicating that with Gunner. We've seen Gunner kind of slow down a little bit here on as he gets a little bit closer to this potential Kolontai spawn.
Yeah, the 2 PMC kills there were huge. I honestly, it was a little bit far away for me to see. I know he was in a huge fight there and he got hit, but I couldn't really tell if he actually killed anybody or not. But he did have 2 dog tags, which is really good. The dog tags do not matter in this competition, but the 2 PMC kills are the biggest thing. That is 20 points just like that. So it looks like Edsum has been taken out. Queenie, though, continuing in the raid, does not want to give up. Probably going to make a play off of whoever killed Edsum. Or, yeah, Eddie Sum? Is that how you say that?
I believe so.
Or Edis, yeah, okay. So probably, you know, gonna either make a play off where he died or
He's still not fully healed.
Try to find some other PMCs.
Yeah, we see Queenie here with that voodoo scope. The voodoo scope is probably my favorite scope here. I know a lot of people like the Razor now as well, or the new Sig scope, but the voodoo is my favorite scope.
And honestly, like, I cannot complain with any of the LPVOs because previously, like, when I first started playing the game, it was either TAC 30 or voodoo. Or, you know, that was your only option. So now that we have, you know, the Razor, the Tango, the PM2, there's been a couple, you know, the 34 millimeter PM2 is actually really good. So I'm honestly just happy that we have the diversity of scopes that we have now, because originally it was the, you know, all hail voodoo. Voodoo was king. And but now we have more diversity, and I'm all for any scope at this point.
Yeah, Gunner has to be careful. There is a small glitch here with this door specifically and only, but if you throw nades down that door, it'll actually bounce back at you. So I don't know if that has recently been fixed in that patch that happened 5 days ago, but up at least until before that, you have to be careful entering in on that left side. Queenie here with a couple dog tags, maybe potentially finding some kills there. I know we had just missed that, but I wonder if the extract for them is over here as well. I think potentially wanting to get out and get that teammate back as well. But, you know, I saw in chat that Queenie had gotten 3 kills earlier. It looks like that they did get Kaban as well. So potentially a huge raid here for Blicky. And all smiles from Queenie there as well. So that should tell you something.
Yeah, she's definitely proud of that raid. I would be too. A couple PFC kills. Can't not complain. Got Kaban as well, so... That's awesome. Looks like Entas, though, is running straight in to the car dealership. Gonna be fighting Kaban guards. Made sure he got that one off of the turret there. That is very important.
Yeah, and we could hear him talking a little bit. He was struggling. He said, I'm in here fighting with all of 12 frames. So it looks like Gunner actually got Kolontai as well. So both bosses are here. We see that baton, and he's going to go ahead and pick that up. I love the baton myself as well. And Kolontai is an interesting new addition as well because of the ability to have the, you know, he can jam your gun as well. So we see back to Intus, though, fighting here. He's going to go back out to safety. And sometimes that's the issue with the MDR. Not as many rounds in the magazine there as well, but certainly a very, very strong weapon, and utilizing it here, both him and his teammate. We'll see if he can clutch up. I think that was Gus who was just taken out there. Gus and Bosmok, those 2 new additional guards added to Kaban.
That is a nice addition, honestly. You don't really see that too often. 2 like kind of named characters that are not specifically the bosses, but are more like personal bodyguards. We have, you know, Avashala in Sturman's bodyguards that have the same last name, but their first name changes all the time. But Bosmok and Gus are really unique characters, and hopefully we get to see more of them in the game. Honestly, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I like what they're doing, kind of adding these personal bodyguards, and hopefully we see more of that, maybe potentially with other bosses in the future as well. I mean, I love the addition of the Goon Squad. It looks like there was a couple. Oh, that was not a PMC. That was just a very heavily armored guard there in Lexos. But this is honestly a huge raid for Green Eagle Scary.
Now you kind of gotta like make a decision here, right? You're kind of in a moral a moral dilemma right here, because looting the boss and getting money and stuff isn't going to net you points, but if you don't have any money on your character, right, like, do you want to further your account, because this is your personal account that they're playing on, right? This isn't a tournament account, so looting, they do get to keep the loot, but would they rather just say screw the loot, get out, and get into a new raid quicker to get more points? What's more important to you, the tournament or loot? Which, I mean, either or is acceptable, right? Like,
I think
you can't deny PKP, right? Like, PKPs are fun, they're rare. Like, you might as well grab it.
Right, you need it for one of the gunsmiths as well. But that's what we heard actually. Intas laughing and yelling about. He's like, "Why am I looting? What am I doing?" It's just one of those things that's kind of engraved in that Tarkov player, especially when you're killing those big bosses like that. I mean, there's a lot of money, there's a lot of stuff to be there. You could potentially find some key cards in the pockets as well. So, I don't think it hurts maybe to at least tap the boss, but there's $150 on the line. So, I think Intas was kind of keeping himself in check there as we see them both making their way out of this raid. So 2 survives there, 2 boss kills as well, and it did look like at least 1 PMC kill we see there for Gunner as well. So some big points here for Green Equals Scary. We saw Blicky with a big raid right before this as well. So these teams are really duking it out here, it would seem.
Yeah, honestly, I think I would. I wouldn't mind searching the pockets of any boss that I kill if the chance of a key card is there, because I don't mind wasting 10, 20 seconds for the what if there's a red key card in there? I'll take 10 and 20 seconds off my time for a red key card. So I don't blame him.
I don't blame him either. And Gunner did actually get 2 PMC kills there, only 1 dog tag, but as you mentioned, the dog tags aren't important in this tournament. Nice, short, simple, and sweet, as it is the first one, the first Valor of Valhalla. Again, we'll remind you, 10 points per PMC kill, 5 for each boss, and 2 for surviving. And it's great to hear Green Equals Scary here as well. Not only did they have a great raid, but you can hear them laughing, cheering, kind of having fun as we cut to a different team here. This is my boy Abraxas with Datsy Dog, and this is the Canadian crew in your neck of the woods there, Kirk.
Yeah, not too many Canadians up. I see being represented in tournaments and stuff. So it's glad to see. I'm good to see it. Sorry, I am happy to see it, and especially I'm also happy to see a switch up in weapons. All we saw was the Black MDR so far, and now we have a Sig Spear.
It's not looking
One of the most brand new weapons in the game, I guess, if you don't want to count the toy gun. But this is probably one of the best weapons. Very, very difficult to get your hands on if you don't want to spend a lot of money on the flea market to grab it. But we still have the RSAS on Abraxian. It's going to be very, it's going to be not as easy to probably be able to take a lot of guys out quick, just because, you don't have the full auto capability. But, of course, Abraxian has his teammate, Datsy Dog, with Spear to clean the mess up.
Absolutely. And I know Abraxas had an RSAS earlier. He also loves the 5.7. We see him kind of pre-popping those pain pills here as well, making that run to the back of check there as well. And kind of staying together here is this crew. Not sure how many PMC kills that they've got. This is really the first time we're taking a look at them, but we see him kind of heading through Tarbank toward Lexos. We know Lexos is going to be that happening spot. And, as you mentioned, these guys aren't on private servers, but it would be pretty interesting, if we got to see at some point in the tournament some of these guys run into each other.
Looks like Datsy just took out some sort of sniper. I am aware that normal sniper scavs will spawn on top of the roof of the car dealership, even if Kabon's not there. But looks like that grenade might have taken out whatever that was. We see scavs can't spawn in here just because Kabon's not here. So sometimes it is confusing. Usually you can tell just because the sheer amount of footsteps and yelling that will happen if Kabon is here. You can kind of tell that it's the boss. Oh.
Yeah, I think when he threw that nade, someone actually got off the turret there. It looked like someone was on the turret, and now he's fighting inside the car dealership as well. So I think the boss may be
Oh,
here. Oh, going back and forth. Datsy has spotted
oh,
someone able to pop the head. Abraxas will be taken out on his way in, and Datsy bleeding, in trouble. Gonna have to back off here to safety. Knows it, jumping as well. Will be able to heal up, stop that bleed as well. Pressuring in is another guard here, and some of those guards often look like scavs as well. I mean, this can be very, very tricky. We see Datsy getting shot in the back, has one in the front, flicks the 180, able to drop one, and still going. Datsy dog popping off, shooting from the hip. The gun, I think, jammed here as well, though. He's going to have to be careful.
yeah, some sort of malfunction there. That's going to happen once you start shooting and that suppressor gets red hot. You're going to be ready for it, but he's going to come right behind Kaban, and he takes him down. But Gus was right there, ready to take him out. He's got to reload and make sure that gun does not jam. Oh, it jammed on him, and it did not work out. Unfortunately, I believe it did jam, or he just ran out of ammo. Of course, those mags are only maximum of 25, so you really got to count your shots there. Unfortunately, very, very good try by Datsy, but it was not good enough. But he did get the points for the boss kill, right? So it doesn't really matter that he died. He could have survived for an extra 2 points. Guards aren't worth anything as long as he got that boss kill. So I'm sure he's pretty happy with that.
Yeah, you know, and Abraxas went down as well, so it's really not that detrimental as we see Grounds having a fight with another PMC
malfunction,
and another gun jam. That is crazy to see two back to back so early like that.
That is really unfortunate. That was I don't think he really Grounds really shot much before there. I think that was just maybe an unlucky malfunction. I think if your gun's above 90% durability, it doesn't jam. Unless, you know, the suppressor's red hot or whatever, right? So I think maybe his gun was just a little bit damaged there, and he got really unlucky with that jam. That is really unfortunate. I don't think he had a laser on either. The laser might have been able to help him. Hipfire definitely got nerfed this wipe. It's not like it used to be, but still, definitely, I think that was really unlucky right there. He probably should have killed that guy under any normal circumstance.
Yeah, and you know, I like I said, I've played with Grounds quite a few times. I would be surprised if that gun durability was under 98 for him. He's always running new guns, so you know, just want to maybe Lemony Snickets is lurking about because that was just a series of unfortunate events, and we saw Smokey the Fool firing from the second story of the mall. Not sure if he was able to hit the mark there. Looking, there's no body on the ground, so continuing to press here is Smokey, looking to get a little bit revenge here for Grounds, who unfortunately was taken out again here. So that's two times we've seen Grounds taken out a little bit early.
Yeah, Smokey probably knows exactly what he was looking for. I'm sure as soon as Grounds died, he called out Tan Ulock, right? When you got the Tan Ulock, you are now enemy of the map. You're enemy of the state. You are being hunted. Tan Ulocks usually do not survive fights, but unfortunately, he did this time, and Smokey's going to be hunting him down. He knows who he's looking for here.
Yeah, I like this too. This aggressive hunt from Smokey coming out. And again, you just want to get these kills as quickly as possible. That's kind of what I was saying earlier. You know, when we saw Abraxas and Datsy, Abraxas went down early. Datsy was able to get the boss kill. So dying really doesn't do too much as long as they have those kits pre-set up. They can really load back in and get into that raid rather quickly, have another opportunity here to maybe find some more PMC kills. But I think, is Smokey rocking the Alton right now?
Yeah, that's got to be an Alton or Risti.
Yeah.
But I mean, with good reason, right? Like sometimes streets, like your enemies are so far away that you can't even hear them sprint anyway. So you might as well just protect your whole face.
Yeah, you know, and especially in a tournament where you're just trying to get as many PMC kills or boss kills anyway, you're pretty much always going to be W keying going forward. So you're not really sitting needing, you know, to hear as much. But, you know, I personally, I think I like the Risti a little bit better than the Alton, but I know people have their favorites.
Yeah, Risti's definitely, it's hard to get your hands on nowadays. So honestly, I haven't used one in a little while, but I think stats wise, it is technically better, but it's made out of a worse material than what the Altons. So it's kind of like, you know, pick whatever you want.
Yeah.
They're both really good. And I think Smokey was using, or sorry, not Smokey, Grounds, Smokey's teammate here wasn't using a helmet that covers your ears. Maybe he's using Compact Force. So, you know, Grounds could be making callouts for Smokey. Maybe that was their plan, right?
Yep.
Making callouts for him while Smokey pushes with the Alton, and, you know, Grounds can stay in the back and continue to make callouts and snipe, or, you know, give him cover. But looks like Smokey found somebody here in the kitchen. I don't know if it's the same guy that killed What are we gonna do here?
Oh,
Oh,
he
yeah,
opens
that's
the door,
Tan
the
Yulok.
peek, the spray. Beautifully done by Smokey here as well. Just phenomenal execution, and you're right. The Tan Yulok is there. They have found the man and, able to get that revenge there for Grounds as well. But it'll be interesting to see, does Smokey then stay in the raid here as well? Or is he going to just go ahead and look for that quick exit, look to get Grounds back in here as well? Because there's, as you mentioned, only a 2-hour tournament here today. Time is dwindling away. At times, you will see it at the top left-hand corner of your screen there. It pops up. So just an hour and 19 minutes left, which... I mean, I love Tarkov. I'm really excited to be doing some of these tournaments now. So I do wish it was a little bit longer, but that is the time that we have here today.
Yeah, we love to see Tarkov tournaments. They are few and far between. Tarkov's not really a game that has a huge, massive, pool of people like ready to competitively play. Right? Tarkov's stressful. It's stressful enough as it is just playing by yourself. Right? Imagine playing in a tournament, your heartbeat beating out of your chest. I don't even. I play in tournaments sometimes, and it's hard for me. I'm fine playing Tarkov normally now, but whenever there's any sort of crowd, I get so nervous, dude. I can't do it. And then it's rough. So it's hard to find enough people willing to play anyway. But what's up with Gunner's post effects here? He said everything's purple.
Yeah, maybe a little colorblind. I saw that earlier when he was laying down. The whole car was purple, and I was like, I don't really remember seeing a purple car, but maybe there's some colorblind things there, or just uses it to their advantage. Maybe a little cheeky secret that potentially works out for them. But we do remind everybody in chat. I'm not sure if we have the exclamation point Discord command in chat, guys, but there are links there. We would certainly love to see you join the Discord. We always welcome feedback as we look to grow these tournaments and these community events as well. So we'd love to welcome you to the Discord and hopefully get you guys involved in some future events as well.
Massive hard swing from Smokey there. I'm pretty sure he took out whatever that was. Again, you can't really tell at that distance if it's a scav or not. But he full sprayed that, and one of the last bullets took it out there. So hopefully, if that's a PMC, that's a big play right there. And maybe might have a green flare on him. Surprised that I haven't seen a green flare yet. Very, very useful to get out quickly on streets, especially around the mall area. It's very dangerous. So if you have a green flare on you, can usually safely get out at the extract. So that'd be a huge clutch right here, because we really have no idea what type of extracts these players have if they don't double tap O.
Yeah, and honestly, rats like me love sitting in the mall waiting for those green flares to be popped, though. I do, rats on top, baby. Oh, waiting outside. I think it was just a scab, though.
Mr. Scab.
Coming over from that, probably from hearing that gunfire as well. But yeah, Smokey going to go head down to the end of the alley here. We're going to take a look and see if that was a PMC or not. Stepping out on the swing, the spray, and Smokey able to find another. So a potential 3K here as well. But I have a feeling that third one we saw right there was a scav kill as well.
Yeah, I think the one that's underneath him might actually be a PMC. You can kind of get a glimpse of him right there. Looks like he also has a Tan Yulok on. So, but he definitely has to fight somebody else if he wants to get these. Wants to loot. He doesn't have to loot again, because there is no points for looting anything. It's just the kills that you need. So maybe he, just taking the risk on this. If this is a PMC, he gets that killed, then that's going to be a massive 30 points.
Ooh.
Or 40 points. Actually, he has 3 PMC kills so far. So it looks like those first 2 kills that are right underneath him right now are PMCs. And if he goes to try to fight for another one, which he just swung that corner like nothing was there. So maybe he killed him.
Yeah, he was pretty fearless there, right? But man, that's absolutely huge for them, finding all of those kills right there in succession as well. There's the BTR, and that will strike fear into hearts of many. The BTR, another addition we see on Woods as well now, kind of goes around from stop to stop. 2 minutes at each stop, will honk twice, 10 seconds before it leaves. And I was kind of wondering whether or not, some of these players were going to utilize that BTR, maybe hop in early, pay, for that protection. But unfortunately, you don't get those kills that the BTR gets. So, he got the guy on the street here, it would appear as well.
Wow, that's going to be huge.
Taking some big damage.
Ratted, getting absolutely ratted. We really have no idea. This could be. I think it was a 3-man. So this could be the 4th one, just protecting the bodies. You really have no idea. So, so there's. Yeah, look at that M4 right there. It's got like 30% durability. Was that his teammates M4?
I wonder
I
if
think
that
it
was
was.
grounds. I wonder if he was
Yeah.
maybe using a secondary weapon that he had picked off of somebody. And right before this battle here, we saw Smokey had 2 health left on the dome before popping that ETG as well. I mean, talk about 2 health in a dream, but getting sprayed up, able to get into the shop here, into safety as well, and out of harm's way, looking to loop around. But does he take this fight? Was it what is it, another PMC? Was it just a player scav looking for, a third-party action himself? So we see him taking a peek. We knew the sniper does spawn on top of Maul there at times, but honestly, this is a good raid so far. And with the time left, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Smokey look to maybe potentially wrap things up and get grounds back in here.
Yeah, I think maybe it might be a decent play to just take that BTR. He got the money off of the player that he's at right beside right now. He got 5K straight out. He looks like a little scab. Try to sneak up on him there in the restaurant's going to be quick little kill for him, but he did pick up the 5K from that player. So that is enough money to take the BTR somewhere if your scav rep is good enough. I believe your the money that it costs for BTR lowers with your scav rep. So if you could take that BTR to safety to wherever his extract is, I think that'd be a massive win for him. There's only 12 to 16 players, remember, that spawn on streets. If he just took out looks like he's got some contact in front of him. One of them was jumping, so that's definitely some sort of player or player scav. But he doesn't seem to care. He's just serving right with that door wide open. Does not care at all. Also has 2. It's a tequila mask, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that. That's what I saw that in chat as well. But yeah, I mean, just kind of standing here serving fearlessly. So maybe kind of showing off those big kahunas at the moment. Still has some limbs that are dangerously low, but he's going to go ahead and run out here in the open, continue to use that Salawa and pressure over. We kind of hear him talking over some strategy a little bit with grounds, and it does look like they're potentially going to go ahead and work to get out of here. I think a player scab just got caught off guard outside of Sparge here, and they're giggling about it.
Poor guy. He's just in there to get a little bit of loot,
Yeah.
He has to run into somebody playing a tournament.
Have you killed anybody with my gun yet?
Oh man, and we can hear Grounds asking him, "Hey, how's my gun? Did you kill anybody with my gun yet?" So maybe hoping that his friend can get a little use out of that as well. But it's great to kind of hear this between teams, because Tarkov is one of those games that can be frustrating. But you hear Grounds, he's died twice. He's still back there just laughing. Hey, it's all pixels type stuff. So it's great to see them. Even though that times can be tough, that they're still having a great time.
Yep, Tarkov can be sad sometimes. It giveth and taketh. So staying in the best possible mindset and will give you the most confidence to be able to win the fights you need to get the points and, stay alive, survive. But it's actually kind of like, how risky is that? Like, why is he using that M4? Maybe he doesn't have any ammo for anything else, but that's going to jam any second on him.
Yeah, I mean, well, he's definitely thrown a lot of the AS Val bullets downfield, so maybe a little low on his own personal ammo. We'll jump over to Blicky. We saw Queenie popping off earlier. I think they said Edison had gotten a PMC and a boss kill during that raid. Unfortunately, we saw him get taken out, so we weren't able to see that POV. But both back up on their feet and at streets here. It looks like Queenie taking a look to see if Kaban is at Lexos, but right now, just kind of locking it down back to these MDRs, it looks like.
I think Edison just looted a PMC, so that's going to be quick little 10 points for them. We really have no idea how long. We can check time, like overall time for the tournament, but we can't check time for the specific raid that they're in. We just kind of have to hope that they press it themselves. So depending on the time in the raid, there could be lots of more opportunities for them to be had. It looks like they're having a look at the car dealership, and as they're approaching it now, they might try to go in there, because even if the boss doesn't spawn, it still can be a hot spot for PMCs. That burnt, destroyed building in there to their right, once they get in, does have a lot of loot, so it can attract PMCs.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a ton of stims in here, LEDXs, various things to be found in Lexos. So absolutely right about that. The door is shut, though, so probably still relatively early in the raid. I imagine that most of these teams aren't going to spend much more than 15 to 20 minutes in a raid max. Really just wanting to maximize that kill potential, get in, get out type of deal. But You know, it's interesting how much loot they're picking up as well, not really worrying about making themselves overweight here. So kind of dipping their toes into the loot and hopefully into that $150 prize pool as well.
That would be nice. That would be nice. $150 for playing a game that, you would be playing anyway.
Hmm.
You're having fun. It's friendly competition, and you get to win a little bit of money. Like, it's win-win. But something is about to go down. I guarantee any second here because they're running straight into check, zero fear. There's usually, I mean, if you can play streets and come to check 15 and not find a single PMC here, then you should probably go buy a lottery ticket.
Yeah. Either you're the first ones there or there's still a rat lurking somewhere amongst the corner, which would probably be me. Rats on top, baby. Let's go. Rats on top. But a little Funko Pop action. I like a lot of the new additions that came with that recent update with Streets, honestly. Opening up some more of those buildings. The relaxation room has a ton of good loot, a lot of moonshines at times. But I really have liked the additions to Streets.
Streets is such a good change of pace for the game. Like, Shoreline was like the biggest map beforehand, but there's a lot of empty space. Oh, looks like before I continue yapping about map sizes,
He did.
I think Edison did he take somebody out there over by Collapse Crane?
I'm not sure if he got the kill. He definitely spotted a PMC. He has communicated that to Queenie as well. She is looking to rotate over. She was yelling, I'm coming, letting him know. So certainly has spotted one. Going down the other direction, and a nice tap to the back of the head, getting Brad Edison, putting him down, and another 10 points here for Team Blicky.
Nice. I think Edison was pretty lucky there. I don't know if he knew what that player was wearing, but I'm pretty sure that player was either wearing, that level 4 mask or Tagilla mask. So that would have been, probably one of the best places to shoot him there in the back of the head, come up behind him. So that's either he knew he had that mask on and tried to come up behind him, or he just got lucky. But I mean, I could imagine. I mean, these are high tier players here. He probably knows exactly what he's doing. He's going to run right over while Queenie is going to jump out the back of check 15, probably trying to protect him. I'm not too sure if they know that this player has a teammate or not. But playing it smart here. They're both not looting. One of them is watching while the other one loots. Very smart. I'm just yapping about nothing. He has a normal helmet on.
Yeah,
I thought I saw.
It looked like he did have the mask on. It really did look like he had the mask on. So I thought the same as well. And there's nothing worse when you go on, you spend all that money on a nice kit, you pop on this samurai armor, and then you get shot in the back of the head before you get a fire bullet, and it all goes to waste. But those are Tarkov things happening. We take a look at Abraxian over here. That's going to be Datsy and Abraxas one more time, lurking around, and Abraxas kind of acting like he potentially maybe heard something here, taking it much slower than we've seen at times. So maybe we'll get a little bit of a gun battle treat here as well.
Yeah, this is the vet clinic, no?
I didn't get to take a look. I think it's the
X-ray
building to the right of the school.
Yeah, I think it's the room with the X-ray, I think. Yeah, I'm not too sure what's going on, but you probably heard something. We don't have, of course, audio is going to be compressed when watching through streams and stuff, so we're not going to have all the information that they have. We can't hear as good as they can hear.
All you can hear right now is that plane coming in. The airdrops are so loud in this game. It's crazy.
Yep. Honestly, I don't even blame them, because that's what I do. When an airdrop comes in, I'm like, all right, boys, I'm sitting in this bush or I'm hiding in this room until this plane passes, because I am going to round a corner and some guy's going to kill me because I can't hear him. So I don't even blame him.
Yeah. I know. I'm getting old. I get all the anxiety from Tarkov. I'll be lurking around and it'll thunder in game and I'll still jump scare and have everybody laughing at me,
Yeah, especially when Tarkov's a game that if you even take 3 days of not playing the game and then you come back to it, your instincts are shot. You if the bullet passes you, you're gonna jump. You need to be playing this game all the time, especially with all the changes that the movement has in this game when it comes to changing your armor, right? You change your armor, you change your helmet, you change your backpack, right? That's going to have an effect on your movement speed, your ergonomics. It's going to affect your turn speed, right? So having to play this game all the time is really the key to actually being better at the game, because you get used to all the different armors, helmets, all the different setups that you can use to, that change your sensitivity. But I think Edison just spotted somebody into the terror group building. Everybody, unfortunately, he's going to run right past him. And oh no, he wasn't right in front. He did spot him. He ran right in. He wanted those points, but he was maybe a little bit too aggressive there. I think maybe he did get shot in the back because Queenie is checking it right now. He did. So that's a good play there. Good at comms. So to give that to Queenie to be able to communicate that there was somebody behind him when he ran in. So Queenie took one down, and now it's down to 1v1.
Yeah, nice job there on that swing. And just a nice spray, a hailstorm of bullets sent down the field to find the pick as well. And I mean, I like the aggression here from Edison and them. They're out here. They're hungry for these kills. Unfortunately, came back to haunt him there. But again, Queenie able to find that trade. There is one more that was spotted at the front. So Queenie right now just displaying a little bit of patience as they make their way to the front of the store. Potentially heard something on the flank behind as well. So we're going to see Queenie go back and check here again. But I mean, I feel like every time we cut to Team Blicky here, we consistently see them putting down the PMCs and or bosses. So potentially one of the top teams to look at the moment.
Oh, hip fire spray from Queenie without a laser too, connecting one, I would imagine, to the head there. MDR has pretty big bullets, so regardless of your armor, you know, usually a couple shots at thorax is going to take him out. But that looked like a nice, clean headshot. Nice little dog tag there, level 53. Good job, Queenie.
Yeah, I mean, I need to go follow Queenie. She has a ton of skill, fun to watch. I could definitely learn something here.
Yeah, you gotta have some sort of skill to be playing the Tarkov tournaments. They're nothing easy for sure.
Potential player scav or scav that ran across out front, but a lot of damage has been done. A lot of kills have been taken here by Team Blicky. So 40 minutes left in this raid, so quite a bit of time. But I imagine with that many kills already and losing the partner, that they most likely will look to get out rather quickly here, reset. I mean, was that 3 PMC kills or 2?
I believe it was 2, and I think that was a player scav, the third one there.
Okay. But I mean, that's at least 20 points right there.
Yeah, and you know, Queenie. I don't know if Queenie has one, but sorry, it is Edison.
Edison had one
who
prior.
had the green flare on him. So if they don't have the mall exfil, she can just grab that flare. I'd imagine she has one if she's just taking off without it, but she can just grab the flare and get out and reset and maybe try to get some more kills.
Yeah, 7 total PMC kills so far, I believe, not counting this raid. So Queenie popping off and all laughs and smiles. So certainly having a good time while doing it here. Vanguard Gaming, the first Valor of Valhalla. Many more to come, guys. So don't forget to join the Discord so you can stay up to date with all these awesome events that we have going on here in the future. We hope to see you guys out here on the battlefield sometime soon.
Yeah, this is awesome. Even so far, like first Tarkov event that we've had here, and there's been a lot of action so far. And even if it's been 2 hours, like I'm having such a good time. What about you?
Oh man, I love this kind of. I love playing. I love gaming. I love casting. You know, and I love Tarkov. So I couldn't be happier here on this Sunday fun day action as we do see Queenie for the extract. Hands in the air, a little cheer here as well as they seem to be popping off at the moment. We'll cut back to Abraxas. Just a little over an hour left in this one.
Yep. 1 minute and 50 seconds till we hit the 1 hour mark. I think maybe Abraxas's teammate has fallen, but he's not going to give up. He's going to spot somebody at Pinewood here. Looks like just a little scab. Take him out and hopefully just continue to move forward and try to get any sort of audio cues on any amount of players. You know, MVD. Could go to MVD or the mall to look for Kollontai.
Mm-hmm. You know, I'm kind of surprised that maybe some of these players don't bring in a spare gun and head to a popular spot and let some shots just rip into the air and see if they could potentially bait some people toward them as well. Maybe another option for PMC kills. But yeah, it's always interesting to see what that solo player does. You know, because you want to get your partner back in the action, but you're also looking for kills here as well. So, you know, I think you kind of peak the hotspot areas. Unfortunately, Abraxas is taking a lot of damage trying to get into the pharmacy here. Will lay down, find safety, stop the bleed with the Callock as well. Is in a bit of trouble, and I don't know if he knows exactly where those shots were coming from.
Gonna hit that splint right away. I would imagine he's probably gonna, Golden Star instead of CMS. Probably going to try to get out of this situation. I don't remember. I think there is a back way out of this building. Maybe not, though. But probably just going to try to get out and maybe get some information on this guy. Sounded like he got shot at from kind of far away. He doesn't have the range for that. He has the range on the gun, but he doesn't have the optic for it. So I would imagine he might try to flank around or do something. And you never really know, right? Because if it's a player scav, you can kind of like tell by the gun that shot you. You can probably assume whether it's a player scav or not, and then decide whether to go take him out. Because if it's player scav, it's really not worth it.
Yeah, at least not for the tournament. If you're just playing for fun, yeah, go seek revenge on the guy that's shooting at you. But these guys have a task in front of them. They have an objective. They have a game plan that they typically want to stick to. Obviously, in a game like Tarkov, there's going to be things that stray you away and put you off of that path. So you just kind of got to keep reminding yourself that you do have a task at hand. But it does look like he has a relative idea based on where the shots were hitting the building. He knows that he was somewhere across the street and down the road a bit here. So we see him on the peak trying to find a little bit of intel. And I'm kind of surprised that whoever was shooting him didn't make some type of push there as well. They had Abraxas pretty messed up, but now we see him just kind of fearlessly, outrunning down the road again.
Yeah, I think maybe by just running around, maybe wants to bait some shots out. He probably has a good general idea of where this player could be, but running down the street, maybe didn't kill him the first time, so maybe he has confidence that his aim isn't that good. But he did spot him there on the second floor of near the Terror Group building at this hotel here. I think he just took him down right there. Great shot with the 1x on the hollow. Usually those shots are going to be wanted to be taken with the longer range scope, but the 1x seems to be just fine for Abraxas.
Oh, one on the ground he just spotted too. I don't know if you saw him or not, but I just saw someone running on the ground. Now back right to left, has jumped across the road here as well. I don't know if he saw him or if maybe Gunner is still up and we're just not looking at that POV, but someone was clearly in front of him at that building where he just got a kill as well.
Yeah, I think maybe oh yeah.
Yeah, Datsy.
So Datsy, Datsy is still up. I'm surprised I didn't see him on Braxian's stream there, or Braxis stream. Like they were right beside each other, but I guess
well, he was across. I think that's who I
him.
saw jumping across the street. So okay. he was just across the street initially, and then they got back up. But maybe their someone's stomach got shot out, because I hear him. I need food. I need water. There's a hot rod in here. There's a hot rod. So looking to get some snacks after that killing action. So still up on their feet is the team Abraxian, and got at least one PMC kill there. We saw nice shots from that RSAS from Abraxas there on that red dot nonetheless.
Streets is no place to have any short of loot. Plenty of restaurants, plenty of duffel bags to get. Whips out the Salua at the wrong time at the player scav, who doesn't even notice that they're in there. Poor player scav. He's going to fall. Easy little kill there. I'm going to move across to Pinewood. Maybe they heard some more shots over here, but going to maybe head towards the mall now as you see Datsy running across the road. Maybe they're going to go for the extract or Kollontai. You never really know.
Yeah, shots are ringing out here, and this is a second look at that scav kill we saw a little bit ago, so maybe a slight delay on this stream here, but pressing across in the open road. And I often watch big streamers do this as well. I don't know how they get this lucky. I feel like anytime I put my toe out into the open world like this, I'm always getting shot at. I'm just a magnet for bullets, but fearlessly pressing across toward mall, as you mentioned, maybe just looking to take a peek to see if Kollontai is here before they look to get out.
And looks like they spotted something behind them right where they killed that scab before. Whatever it is going to lay down, but unfortunately Abraxas ran out of ammo, and I imagine his teammate's going to round that corner. Yeah, it takes him down. Not going to be much of a problem. I imagine it's just another player scav. They're going to run into I know what this building's called. I know what this is called. Beluga restaurant. Yeah. They're gonna run up to the third floor, Beluga restaurant, and get out at the elevator extract, and hopefully you get into a new raid for more opportunities.
Baby Beluga here at the mall. I think we have green equals scary queued up as well. They're getting ready to load in the raid, and they have made it in. So Gunner and Entus back at it. They've been dominating all day as well. I mean, it's got to be fairly close. I mean, we've seen Queenie, Blicky, who has been popping off multiple PMC kills, multiple boss kills. We've seen Green equals Scary having both bosses in the same map, and they've they've been one of the few teams that have been splitting up. I think most of the other teams that we've watched, Kirk, have been sticking together. But Green Eagle Scary has kind of been splitting up, going off on their own way, and collectively still popping off, finding big kills and boss kills.
Yeah, we've seen Gunner put in a lot of work here, but you know, none of these teams are you know, we can't really tell that they've all been doing really good. So we don't really know, you know, we can't really predict who's on top here because they all been doing so well. But we did see Gunner put in a lot of work earlier, got, you know, a few boss kills and PMC kills, and he looks calm and ready to attack check right now and try to grab any sort of PMC kills he can.
Yeah, I know we have people diligently working behind the scenes as well. Shout out to them adding up those scores, trying to keep it updated for us the best they can. I saw in chat that Blicky had at least a total of 113 points so far. And people commenting on Abraxas's RSAS named Sassy. There we go. The
There
shout
it
out to
is.
production, absolutely killing it here today, Mark, behind the scenes. You know, flawlessly executing out here today. We appreciate you. But there is that quick leaderboard. We see PMC kills 13 there so far for Green Eagle Scary. So putting in work. And again, they seem to have a strategy. It seems like, you know, they always have one coming over here, MVD, looking for Colin Ty. One's always heading to Lexos
Oh, and
as
he's
well.
there.
And they spotted him. The boss is here. We're going to have a heck of a gunfight.
Looks like he got a. I don't know if he got his arm shot off there. Maybe the boss could see his one of the guards could see his arms there. But yeah, AI is kind of easily manipulated in this game. Sometimes they're easy to fight. Sometimes they'll hit you with something dirty. So you know, Entos almost got scammed out of that kill there, but he's still alive. He's gonna try to chuck a grenade through here, but it looks like they did fix that
Good.
doorway, so that grenade's gonna go right in there. I did notice a few times that I fought Colin Tide that they don't really react to grenades. Because you know most bosses you can just throw a grenade in there and they'll run right out and right into your bullets. But
Maybe not. I don't know.
I have noticed that they don't really care. Specifically, Colin Tide, he's gonna run around the corner with the Salua whipped out, but he's gonna run right back. Some sort of guard or something that was in the front there. That was pretty unlucky, but that could have ended really badly. Ooh, Gunner got taken out.
Yeah.
There's an invisible wall, I forgot.
Gunner must unfortunately has been taken out here. Still has an opportunity for at least some kills, some points from the boss as we see the guard at the front door being taken out. And of course, carrying that extra scope in the pouch as well. Has swapped over to the one time here, trying to make their way in. And, you know, as you mentioned, Colin Tye doesn't move as much with those nades. Sometimes you can get him to kind of move out of a corner a little bit, but really being patient, held up here in MVD. We'll see him toss another nade and see if he can get a little movement.
Yeah, even at, oh, there's a little bit. Okay, there it is right there. So I don't think that was Colin Tye. That is a guard. He's going to take him out. That's 3 guards taken down so far, but that really isn't the prize here. He really needs Colin Tye, which he did whip out the baton.
Yeah.
He killed him there. That was very close. I'm surprised his gun didn't jam. Of course, everyone knows, we mentioned earlier that Colin Tye will jam your weapon if he gets too close when he has that baton out. It's very scary, but very good pickup there, man. Mantos. Nice 5 points. Maybe Gunner maybe got a PMC kill before he died. Hopefully he did. But Entos is going to continue to just keep going. And hopefully he can get a couple more kills there.
Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I've never been hit by that baton. Colin Tye that will charge you. It will take you down. And as you mentioned, has that ability to jam the gun. So he is definitely a scary new addition here to Streets, but one that we enjoy as we head back to Team Blicky. Edison and Queenie rotating here together. Potentially looking for some more PMC kills and most likely headed toward Lexos.
Yep, heading through the middle of the map here. Love to see the switch up in weapons, see the black MDR, but it's exciting to get HK going here. I personally love the HK. It's so fun to use, and we're going to see if Edison can work up some kills with this.
Here we go. Entos over here headed potentially toward that extraction. Blicky. This is basically right where we just saw Blicky in them as well. And I was noticing Edison seemed to have a little bit of purple to his as well. So Gunner and them using a little bit of that color correction there, that colorblind mode. I wonder what the exact benefit to that is.
You never know. They could actually be colorblind, or sometimes it can pop colors out better, just to get a better sight on what's going on, or it could gray out walls or anything while making players more vibrant to be able to notice. But Entos Looks like he's going to pre-pop that ibuprofen, and so I imagine his plans are going to be just head straight to the car dealership, which is, you know, what you got to do. You got to get those kills.
Yep. I mean, we saw him get Colin-Ty already, and it seems like Green Equals Scary has had a lot of luck with the bosses being on the map. Of course, it's nice as we've... Oh, my... And Caban's here as well, I think.
Looks like a good strat here. It's usually... Oh, so there's Gunner. Okay, so Gunner probably did call out that... Yeah, Gunner would have called out that Caban is here. So he's going to run over and, you know, grab whatever he can. Was Entos even wearing a headset there? He just stole the ones off of Gunner. I don't even think he was wearing his own.
Yeah, that's crazy. No headset at all. Going off the Comtac Force from Gunner as well. And now the potential to find 2 boss kills here as we get ready to go back to Blicky. Unfortunately, I think Edison has just died as well.
Well, we've seen Queenie pull back for her team before, and we're gonna, you know, she has the ability to do it again. She's not, she's very confident in these fights. We've seen her pull off the 1v2 before, and I'm sure
Caban
she
must
has
be here as well.
plenty of opportunity for another Caban kill if she can play it right. That sounds like a regular scav. But,
Yeah.
Oh,
that was Caban, wasn't it?
I'm not too sure.
I thought I saw a big bald head toe looking dude, but
Yeah.
it did sound like a scav voice line initially. But I believe that they were...
There it is. There he is right there.
There he is. There he is. There's the
Ooh.
big boy. It was, bro. And
Nice.
Queenie absolutely killing it out here.
Oh,
Oh.
it doesn't matter.
You
Yeah,
trolling
she's
me,
absolutely
Gunner.
right. It doesn't
What the
matter. Maybe
fuck
she
is
even
going
intentionally did that. Like, there's no points after the boss kill, right? You know, if you don't think there's any more PMCs on the map, then you might as well just,
Oh my god.
you know, quick extract.
Easy.
But also
No
Entos
PMCs
got the
for
Caban kill as
Entos,
well.
As always.
Yeah,
So that's going
and
to be
the
Colin-Ty
PKP.
and
Oh my god, the ammo.
Caban
Hold
in
up.
one raid.
Back,
Aspect
moment.
key is there as well. Not going to take it.
Alright,
That
I'm
key
on
was
that.
selling for over $1 mil. You know, it's been a little while, but and one nice thing too about the scav actually tanking
Oh,
some
Claymore's
shots there.
intentional.
Yeah,
That's got to be
yeah.
intentional.
Yeah, absolutely. Just wanting to reset as quickly as possible.
That's my pick-up, though.
But yeah, I mean that
I
tanky
don't know if
scav was eating the shots there. But yeah, you're right. He just jumped into the minefield to find the quick out, and PMC kills there for Blicky, probably at 18, maybe not 118. I'm sure. Refugee only 3 PMC kills, which is kind of surprising. Safa, I believe, was the YouTube squad that was taken out. So we will get that updated here in a little bit with Abraxas on there as well. We do appreciate everybody bearing with us as this is the first one for Vanguard Gaming. Remind you, Valor of Valhalla, #1. Look to do more in the future. That's why it's important, guys, for you to join the Discord, follow the socials. And again, we appreciate any and all feedback over there on the Discord as well.
Imagine 118 kills in an hour and 22 minutes. Do you imagine? They just beat the game. They just like, there's nobody left in Tarkov.
They
You just
officially escaped from Tarkov.
Like, you might as well just give him the golden armband or whatever, right? Like, just, I think you beat the game. I think you can stop playing at this point. You might as well just hand them over the money now.
Smokey the Fool here near theater, looking out the windows like they have potentially seen or heard somebody already. Maybe got into an engagement just before we arrived here. So with some patience and consistently checking theater. So he sees him going up the steps there at theater. The shots ring out. Not a big window of opportunity there.
No, window's definitely small. Oh, but he did take him out, and it looks like he spots his teammate up there. Don't know if he's laying down or not. I'm trying to confirm those kills, but yeah, there was somebody up top there too. I don't know if that's his teammate laying down or... he definitely didn't shoot at the one up top. We're going to hop over to leaderboard real quick. We did get an update on... yeah, there's definitely not 118 PMC kills. It's total points of 118 for Blicky, 166 for Green Equals Scary. A lot of work's going to have to be done here by Blicky to be able to keep up with Green. Green's doing really good here. So, you know, they're going to continue. Refugees having more of a difficult time. They don't have a single a boss kill yet. You know, that could come down to luck, right? Because like it's only every boss in the game has a 30%
Hmm.
chance to spawn.
Hope so.
Green has gotten really lucky so far with 2 separate raids where both of the bosses spawn at 30% each. Oh my god, as Scav sneaks into the building on Smokey, wearing that Tequila. Or sorry, that's an Alton now. So it's going to be blocking his ears. I didn't hear that, but you know, what's a Scav going to do to a level 5 Alton and Karund?
Right. I mean, you know, in Tarkov, you can never say never because you'll get one tapped by some crappy ammo somehow, some way, and it'll be inexplainable. But yeah, unfortunately, you know, Grounds has been taken out nearly every round, having a little bit of trouble over here on the refugee side. But again, I mean, they got to be. It's kind of good that the tournament is happening when it is because the spawn rates for bosses at the beginning of the wipe, especially this wipe, were absolutely atrocious.
Oh my, yeah, especially like when you're really trying to just like push through the game and get your stuff done, and then it comes down to those, you know, tasks where it's just kill the boss. It's the only thing left you got to do, but they're on 6% spawn chance, and you just have to keep running and running, running. And honestly, when the boss spawns, it's not even difficulty of killing the boss; it's getting to the boss before another PMC does.
Right. Yeah, there's so many elements that you have to battle to get over there in time to make it happen. It did look like Smokey just spotted maybe another one as he was about to leave. I know he was questioning whether or not he got the kill on the one PMC. We could hear him talking back and forth just a little bit. And again, just kind of showing that patience. And that is the ebb and flow of Tarkov. There are times when you're running around full speed, and then there's times when you're held up in a building in a tough position, looking for an opportunity to find that pick. And we'll see Smokey start to rotate the other direction.
Maybe trying to get out here. I think I just heard Smokey saying he's going to just try to get out. Maybe he has a damaged house extract, so he's just going to maybe throw a grenade to get the player to back off and get a safe extract so you can pick up his teammate and go in for another raid.
And it does say Refugee Grounds up there, but I will remind you that this is Abraxas. 535 here for Abraxas. Back over to Smokey on Refugee now, who is Grounds partner. Going up here. Maybe looking to get out, but is going to go see and check that kill. And maybe there's one more PMC up here as well, but there's at least one that they were able to capitalize, that little 300 blackout. I know that is I enjoy that weapon, but people, there are people that don't like it.
Yeah, no, it's a unique weapon for sure. It doesn't have like those as long range capabilities of 5.56 weapons, but it's really good and it does a lot of flesh damage and stuff. That player was wearing a Zabralo tier 6. We really don't know what type of plates are in it, but usually, when you pick them up, they're tier 6.
Right.
But yeah, he must have got a clean headshot on him because I don't think he would have been killing him in the thorax unless, armpit shot or something. But yeah, really good shot.
Braxis has shots heading in his direction as well. Trying to locate, again, has the RSAS, but can be difficult at times with those the one-time scope, the vision there. Not as good and a little bit foggy right now on streets at the moment as well. So visibility not at an all-time high.
Yeah, and you better watch out that nobody's in the car dealership because that AGS, the automatic grenade launcher, is pointed right at him.
Yeah, I imagine he would be feeling those rocket-propelled grenades right about now at that point.
Smokey is, yep, so courtyard's open. Smokey's going to just get out. Some people do intentionally die just to get out quicker, but if you don't have another kit set up or you don't, it takes time to set up another kit, right? If you die, so maybe he just wants to get out and you can just head right back in with his teammate. Doesn't have to worry about making another kit.
Yeah, and they've had a little bit of a tough go in their first few raids. So 2 points is 2 points. Maybe just looking to get that extra little 2 points there. Grounds probably has a kit ready to roll at this point, so looking to load back in. Get back in there. They have some catching up to do. Green equals Scary and Blicky certainly have been popping off well over 100 points at this point in the game. And I'm not sure of Abraxas' score just yet, but man, that is purple.
That is very purple. I know people like to wear certain armbands, and some of them, like the white one and like the yellow one, are kind of hard to see. But I know there's certain post effect settings that can make them brighten them up more, so it'll like pop the armbands off on people more. Maybe that's why he likes it, but who knows? We are closing in on the 30-minute mark of the game of the tournament so far. Streets raids are 50 minutes, so potentially only time once these players get out of the raid, they potentially only have time for one more. So they're going to try to probably go for as much action as they can right here. Blicky is making some communications that they possibly have seen someone. We did hear some shots from Edison there. So maybe not trying to push it. Maybe maybe they're going to try to split up.
Yeah, I
Queenie's
heard
heading right for the
Queenie
car dealership.
say that she heard somebody die during that shooting that we heard there as well. So maybe Edison went to just investigate a little bit. We see Queenie coming into Lexos here to take a peek, but does not look like Caban and the crew is here this time. I wonder if they'll check MVD as well. Nade goes over top, looking for any of those audio cues or intels as far as scavs or guards may go, but now pressuring all the way through Lexos. And again, it's still a high target area even for PMCs, but no boss just yet, or no boss this time, excuse me.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be just clearing it out here and making sure they're not wasting any points, that they're going to try to grab as much as they can. This is a tough side of the map if you don't have the helicopter extract. Oh, but Edison gets taken out. There is somebody in the loot building there. Queenie is back down to Queenie again. This is going to be the third time that she has to clutch up. She's done it twice before. Can she do it again? I would imagine she can. The MDR is... Oh! Unfortunately, that was a tough angle to fight. That was a very, very tough angle. Really tight, but Queenie had her sights lined right up. So, like, you know, she definitely had a lot of opportunity there to clean up. But they get out, and they potentially get to have another raid or two.
Oh, man. He had the big gun there as well. The one-hitter quitter. Not going to opt to pick it up. And Queenie, I mean, Queenie is the clutch queen at the point. If there's, you know, one person you want out there for that, it would be her. Unfortunately, you know, he was really holding that pixel peak. You could really just see a tiny dot for that helmet there, and able to find that spray. And unfortunately, but I mean, Blicky falling quickly there, they're at least able to get right back into the raid here together as well. So hopefully no harm, no foul.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with, you know, going in there and, you know, Edison being the front line, you know, with that Val, because that thing's going to shred, right, if you connect with it. So if he can get in there and, you know, potentially catch somebody off guard with that, like, it's probably going to be a very easy kill for Edison. But I think the player that was in that building was probably being very quiet, and he just kind of had a hard time connecting there because he was caught off by surprise. But we're back with Green. Gunner just looking for PMCs. It looks like he might see if relaxation's open. Yeah, so if that door is open, it's pretty common for people to hide in there because there's a lot of good loot, right? Like if someone goes with a relaxation key and finds a Bitcoin in there, you know, if they're low level, like, I can't die with this, or, you know, I need to get out with all this stuff, and they'll just hide in there to the end of the raid. So he goes, checks that door. If it says open, possibly get some kills in there if people are hiding.
Yeah, a lot of Bitcoins, a lot of moonshine in there as well. But nobody has opened relaxation just yet. We heard Gunner shouting, "Where are the PMCs?" And with that, looks like it looks like he was headed right toward that extractor. Braxis, though, looks like there might have been two bodies in there. Things are popping off. A lot of damage taken, but a lot of damage given. Apparently, we'll pop the Zagustin, stop the bleed here as well. Tucked behind the counter, has that Kappa and two injector cases. So looks like Abraxas came prepared.
Injectors are such a huge clutch in this game. Like, if you don't have an injector's case, that's probably the number one thing that anybody would recommend to get your hands on, and just stuff it with, you know, you don't even have to have the expensive ones. Just have like a Zagustin, Propofol. Like, they can save you in almost any situation that you get caught out in. So it's really good play. But another one Abraxas is gonna have to fight for.
Yeah, out of the car,
I would say more
off.
of his body there is being exposed. So, and the player outside, you know, he can really only see the top of him there. It's gonna be a tough battle. What is it going to end up like? Flashlight going on. Good play here. Laser's on with it. He's going to go for the hip fire. But, wasn't good enough. I think that player had a high tier helmet on and level 5 armor. So that's going to be a tough battle. Anyway, he had M61, you know, probably would have got him. But, you know, that's hard to come across. I imagine he had M80 or something like that.
Yeah, I like the fearless push nonetheless. Able to get out of the window, pressure over to the car, kind of alleviate all that space that was being hidden there, you know, that head peak. So, able to push over, had the flashlight on and all, but unfortunately that hip fire just didn't work out in his favor. And I mean, he looked like he was going against another juicer. So
yeah, and I imagine you never really know how many kills he got before that. He definitely got one right in that building there. So points are points. And
Absolutely. Take
he's
a quick look
he's
at the streets map.
Yeah, so if you have a look, everybody now, I'm sure if you're not familiar with the maps, the boss spawns, we can have a look at the middle of the map all the way to the right is going to be a spawn for Kolente, one of the bosses, and the top right is going to be another spawn for him. And Kaban is right at the bottom left. It's kind of hard to see. It's where it says Lexos Minefield. It's going to be where Kaban spawns. He only spawns in that area, so those are the two most contested areas usually in this tournament, just because you need those
Mhm.
boss kills, and other players are going there for the bosses too, so you can catch other players off guard doing that.
Yeah, only two ways into Lexos. Course has 2 to 3 snipers up top, 4 heavy armed and armored guards, and then of course Gus and Bossmach, who are always lurking around the corner with Kaban as well. Remind everybody that you do get 10 points per PMC kill, 5 points for each boss kill, and 2 points for surviving the raid. And it honestly, it's really crazy how many times Green equals scary, excuse me, has gotten 2 bosses on the same map. I mean, we've seen at least 2 times, maybe 3. So, there is definitely luck that plays out in Tarkov as well. And certainly Green equals scary getting some of that.
Yeah, you got to be really lucky. 30% spawn chance for 2 separate ones, and like wow, like that's got to be lucky, and to even like kill them, right? Because just because they spawn, like you don't have the points yet. You got to get there. You got to kill them before other players kill them, and even if they both spawn, that's also a great opportunity for more players, because if they're both there, then other players are going to be looking for both of those bosses too. So that's going to be a lot of extra points that they might be able to tally up. We are waiting for some more players to get into raid. We don't have anybody in yet, but again, make sure everybody joins the Discord. Vanguard Gaming. We'll have it in the Twitch chat. We're going to plan on having lots of other tournaments, some Tarkov events, and lots of other things happening. So we would love to have some more people come around and come watch some exciting action. So far, this is only 2 hours, and we've had lots of action so far. Streets is a hectic map. Lots of other maps that potentially we could have some tournaments on too. So also lots of opportunity if you guys want to join up. There's only four players in this 4 teams in
4
this tournament,
teams.
so
Yeah.
there's going to be lots of opportunity for if anyone wants to hop in like one of your first tournaments or whatever, then we would love to have you.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Luke Goblin for putting it all on, and a $150 prize pool of his own money as well for the community. Huge shout out to Mark behind the scenes here producing the show as well. Absolutely killing it. A lot of times people behind the scenes don't get enough credit. We certainly want to make it known that who they are and the great job that they're doing. And it's been interesting watching this as well. I think most teams, 3 of the teams really have kind of been playing together, sticking together. We saw Green equals scary, who happens to be on top at the moment, kind of going for that split up strategy as well. It's certainly been working for them. We've seen teams not really worry about the survival rate as well, right? Find that boss kill, jump into the mines. There are different strategies that these teams are utilizing, and certainly Green equals scary has been working out for them. They were on the top a little while ago when we checked. I know Blinky, not too far behind them as well, as we take a look now at Team Refugee. Grounds and Smoky Fool here once more heading out of the mall.
Yeah, fresh, brand new raid for Refugee. They're spawning in the mall, which usually means that Kolontai probably won't be there. If you spawn, right on where the bosses spawn, then they're most likely not going to be there. Sometimes they have delayed spawns, but it looks like they're going to be heading straight to Pinewood to look for any sort of PMCs. There's a few quests that you got to do in Pinewood, so potentially some people are going to do that, and Refugee might try to rack up some kills here. Also close to MVD, but looks like they're wasting no time at all. They really want to get in there and use the time that they have wisely.
Yeah, we see Grounds here just pushing through, heading potentially already toward Lexos through the Spargy here. And if you look in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen as well, you'll actually see Smoky Fool's POV there as well, displayed on Grounds stream. These guys play together all the time. It's something that they typically do here as well. And just kind of taking their time through Spargia, making sure there's nobody lurking around here as well. But as you mentioned, really wasting no time. I mean, they are W King. I didn't get to quite see the beginning. I'm not sure if they popped that SJ6 to get things rolling, but just kind of making their way through Spargia at the moment.
Yeah, I believe he popped a Trimadol, which is It's actually really underrated, but I think more people are starting to know about it because I actually bought one the other day. It was nearly 200K on the market. I think it gives like plus 20 and plus 20 to strength and endurance plus extra stamina recovery, quick stamina recovery. So it's huge, especially in arena. A lot of those kits like Atromedals are huge because they last for so long. They'll last longer than an actual round will last in total. So it also gives you a lot of arm stamina too. So you can really just hold that gun up and you don't have to worry about having to put your gun down.
Yeah, if you pop one of those Trimidals with an SJ6, your stamina doesn't even go down while you're running. You can like run all the way around shoreline, work on building up that endurance or that strength. Oh my! Looking for him, but eats a big one. Grounds somehow stays alive. Will look to change position here. Has to get across the street. Knows he's off to the left somewhere. Has help from his teammate as well. We can see again in that bottom right-hand corner, both lurking around for that flank, looking to get into position here.
We really have no idea what that was. That could be anything, right? That could be the AGS. So maybe like someone spotted him on the AGS. Somebody could have just been a grenade. Could have been a grenade launcher. Really, we really have no idea. But it looks like the way he pushed out there was probably not the AGS. Because if that AGS started popping off, those AI scavs and boss guards are extremely accurate with that. So they're probably it was probably just a grenade. He's gonna take that opportunity to run across the road and potentially because they did see somebody near the tar bank there.
And we'll cut over to Smokey's field or POV here, rather, as we see him inside the building, looking to go. I think is he in check here?
I think this is the building by check. It's yeah,
it is.
Yeah, so this is going to be probably like near on the other side of the tar bank there. Yeah, so probably gonna work their way towards check. Just checking for any scavs here. We have the insta laydown scav. That's awesome. We love to see that. That's definitely not annoying at all. Yep. Getting foggy and rainy. Going to be a little bit more difficult to see. But this is probably, 5-7 minutes into the raid, so still plenty of action to be had. Probably going to, use their time wisely, right? They don't want to just go in and die and don't, waste their time at all. That little thing there, though, in that courtyard by those swings, that scares me every time. That makes me think it's a PMC. Every time it gets me.
Also, in the negotiation office where you find the relaxation key in the one room, they have that cutout cardboard of an individual, and you walk in. And we saw Grounds using that TAC 30. A lot of times they use TAC 30s when it's foggy like this, because when you use that secondary zoom for some reason, it actually gets rid of the fog. And it works really well with the TAC 30 for some reason. You can see here on the Spectre, it doesn't really clear that fog. If we happen to see Grounds again using it, take note of that. I know a lot of people use TAC 30s in these foggy situations because of, for whatever reason, it takes that fog away on that second zoom.
Yeah, if you look at the back, this is the TAC 30 scope right here. So if you look at the back of that, it has a lot bigger scope reticle. So, compared to the Voodoo, compared to the Razor or whatever, you can see a lot more. It has a way bigger FOV when you zoom in. So, when you look through the Voodoo, there's going to be lots of space around that's not zoomed in and more space that's taken up. But when you look down the scope with that TAC 30, it gives you a lot more room to look around and, a lot more things to see. So that's another reason why I really like this. Buddy, he's just going to... Oh, wait, Grounds, did he get him? He's going to push real quick.
That man has the Cayman on, I think. He had a lot of good armor. Sprays coming through. Grounds able to find the push and the pick. Smokey not too far away, but that is a good kill here. And 10 more points for Team Refugee.
Nice. Probably it's just some poor audio there for that player because, Grounds just whipped that door open. Didn't even know he was there. I think, there's Smokey catching the second one. He took him out there. You barely see anything. Maybe he got a nice little thing of his head, but he rounds the corner. Big swing, big left-hand swing. Bold move there, but does not care. Snaps right to his head, takes him out. That is going to be 3 PMC kills. 30 points real quick with almost 15 minutes left in the tournament. So that's going to be a huge boost for them right there. They're going to need that if they want to catch up to Green Equals Scary.
Yeah, great job of working together as well. We saw Grounds pushing below, had the call out. He heard something up top. We saw Smokey popping the grenade through the window, finding a few shots, and then pressuring in the left-hand swing. Ferrari peak, absolutely devastating as they are able to pop off. Find big PMC peaks. We'll bounce over to Blicky. Queenie's POV here as they head toward the mall, potentially looking for a Kollontai spawn.
Again, Edison heading in the front line. Really isn't afraid of anything. What did Queenie say right there? Did she say she heard Kollontai?
Yeah, I think maybe that is what she said. I heard her saying something. So they are definitely approaching this as if he is here. Something above them as well. Potentially could be a sniper on the roof. Oh,
That
there
might
it
have been
is.
a guard there.
Yeah, it looks like a guard, absolutely. Shots coming out from Edison, but it is going to be Queenie who drops the guard, and now they pressure into the mall here. Oh, no, Edison has just been dropped.
Either he might have got sniped from Pinewood windows, or someone could have maybe jumped out on the second floor and looked down at him through the windows.
Yeah, he said that he was killed by a PMC. We hear Queenie asking if she is able to shoot through this metal screen here in the mall.
Even though we have 15 minutes left in the tournament, a lot of the rules you see in other tournaments that the people will, they will, sorry. Oh, sorry, 24 minutes left, my bad. There will be lots of time left because they allow the last raid to be played regardless of the time limit. But in this one, the raid, doesn't matter if you're in a raid or not, once the time runs out, you do not get any points. So Queenie cannot waste any more time here because there isn't much time left. But, gonna be taking some shots from the back halls of the mall, but she goes for a re-peek real quick. Not too sure if those shots connected there. But I'm pretty sure at the end of this hall, Queenie, a little, see that, a little bit of an issue with streets there where your FPS goes down once bullets start flying. So really unfortunate, but that was a good spot. Queenie could have, kept him back there because I think there's only one way in and one way out of back there.
Yeah, unfortunately, that flashlight on the swing as well, kind of blinding a little bit. We saw Queenie trying to pepper some shots down the hallway. Unfortunately, doesn't go their way this time, and they will fall. Look to reset. Still 20-something minutes, so time to get in at least one more raid. If you're quick, maybe two, but we have jumped over to Smokey. We hear Ground saying one down. They have got another PMC. Shots ringing out in the distance. We can hear the fire being pelted on the other side of the building. Smokey looking to make their way through the back here. And it does look like Grounds is calling them out toward the subway area, Kirk.
Subway's going to be probably tram, right? No, subway. So subway's going to be in the middle of the the four-way intersection here on the street. So there's going to be four separate ways that you can get in and out of here. It's going to be pretty confusing. So if they can work together, maybe to collapse in on whatever they're trying to fight here, it could be a good idea. Maybe get some grenades in there. Don't know if that was his teammate or not. I don't think it was. He's getting ready to spray that. Nice.
Oh, let's go. And Smokey with a hip fire will drop him down the subway station.
That was him.
The body will fall to the steps. They'll continue to pressure forward here, looking for more. Checking the intel.
Yeah,
And we hear him asking Grounds, did you see more than one? No, just one is the call out. Level
Poor
9.
guy.
Yeah,
He said the same thing.
inside the room.
That's, gotta be, excuse me, gotta be cutthroat in the tournament, though.
Man, like you could imagine, like, of course I got into a raid where there's a tournament going on. That's just my luck. I'm trying to get my tasks done. That's what I would say.
You know, it's
check
cool
into
though,
the coffee
because
shop. Sorry.
any of these people, no, you're fine. I was just gonna say that any of these people that are dying, though, a lot of these players, like Smokey, have TTV in their name. Potentially could look up, see the tournament, and maybe want to get involved, and we could potentially see them in a future tournament as well.
Yeah, we love to see any amount of friendly players here. Some people get a little bit salty when they die, but sometimes when they die to a TTVer and go to their stream, they could potentially be part of the community and be. It's really a cool thing to have in Tarkov because level 9s or whatever low level people could die into a TTVer and then go to the stream and learn a lot of things, right? So we love to see. Grounds getting into the post office there, but it looks like the player that shot at him may have ran out of ammo or jammed his gun. Smokey's going to be coming up from behind, making the call out for him, suppressing fire to make sure he does not peek again.
No, more
I think
suppressing
he
fire
has
just
100
spraying
rounders
through.
because I think he can just possibly keep him in that room.
Yeah. And I heard Grounds saying, hey, I thought that was you. I thought that was you. So a little bit of lag there from Grounds as we saw, but Grounds might have been taken out. We see Smokey on the pressure now, hunting for this member. Tucked inside again with that hunter round. Dumps him. The spray is there, and he finds it. A big pick here from Smokey. And again, 10 more points. You can hear him talking strategy as well. He says, get that. You know, he's got the dog tag. We see at least 3 there. I know, you know, we saw Grounds get 1, so that's potentially 40 points. He said, just go outside, you know, and take yourself out in the game. So they're looking to hopefully get another raid in.
If it's not against the rules, that should definitely be against the rules.
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't know. It's not actually against the rules.
Definitely be against the rules.
It's not against the rules.
Because people could just really go in there and just like shoot like 3 or 4 people and just murder themselves.
So we just got reports that Smokey is the only one alive in a raid right now. So we're gonna keep on Smokey, and hopefully he doesn't, you know, F1 grenade himself or whatever, because maybe we can get a couple more kills. Maybe Smokey. You know, there's still always opportunity in the raid. Doesn't matter. You never know. This player could be creeping around somewhere. But I think I want to talk about is how a lot of these players, they're not just like players that, you know, hey man, do you want to play a tournament? Like, I don't know you, but let's play. Like, these are players that play with each other all the time. Like, they're very common duos. So a lot of the calls they make, like, their chemistry is really good because, you know, if you play with somebody that you never played with before, since Tarkov doesn't have like official call outs or anything, you guys can really understand each other and you can really make plays off of the calls that you make, because, you know, some guy could call one building one thing, but, you know, some other guy might call another thing, and it could get really confusing. But we love to see tournaments where these players are familiar with each other's callouts, and, you know, it gets to action real quick, and it gets to really, really nice plays that we get to see. So, you know, really grateful to have that.
Yeah, I've had these two guys Sherpa me around numerous times on streets. So Grounds, Smokey, they've been Tarkoving it up together for a very long time. And not going to take himself out. He is going to get that extraction at construction there, as we see green equals scary has loaded back in what could be their final raid here as time is dwindling down.
Yeah, not much time left. Can we get the timer to pop out, please? Because we might not have a lot of time left. Yeah, 18 minutes. So that is enough to definitely have a nice, good raid with lots of points. But you know, 1 is probably going to be it. You know, unless they die really fast, this is probably going to be it.
Yeah, I think, you know, 18 minutes. You could spend 8 fighting and then look to load in and get another quick 5 to 7 minutes before that time expires. Maybe find a couple early PMC kills. But yeah, we're pretty much last raid territory here as time dwindles down. We saw Entos checking MVD. Nobody's there this time. I mean, they've had a lot of luck with the bosses, so it's only fitting that it's not there at least one time.
Yeah, at some point you can't get everything you want. You got to learn how to adapt to situations and move on and grab as many points as you can. But we see all these players using grenades and flashbangs to get callouts from bosses and stuff, which is, you know, one of plenty of high tier players will do that, right? Like, they'll grab grenades just to, because you don't have to run in there and, you know, risk your life. If there were a grenade in there, if nothing shows up, then you can just head out. I know a lot of other players seem to opt in for double tapping F1, like your mumble key, because you can throw out insults, right? And scavs and bosses will respond back to you without having to waste grenades. But I don't think it's as reliable as using nades. And of course, the grenades have a lot more distance on them too.
Yeah, and I personally like to pick the bear that sounds like a scav, and I don't know how many people I've fooled with F1 where PMCs or other scavs thought I was a scav, and they come running in, you know, and you take them out. So there are different little things that you can do, different strategies you can utilize, even just based on voice lines and things like that. Gunnar telling he's dead, and sure he is as we cut over there. Not sure if that was to the guards at Lexos or if that was a PMC, but nonetheless, taken out early. And with 18 minutes left, I think Entos could run in there, find a PMC kill or kill Kaban, and then instantly die, and they potentially could squeeze in one more raid.
Yeah, this is a high risk, high reward strategy, splitting up as a duo. going across the map to rack up as many points as possible, right? Like if it does work out, like you can get massive points, but if it doesn't work out, it can be detrimental to your strategy and it can really hurt you in the end.
Yeah, you know, and what last time we had checked, they were at the top of the leaderboard. So, you know, a tough go this time, but certainly the strategy has been working for them pretty well so far, as we have seen them take out multiple both bosses as a solo split there. But again, I'm not sure if
I don't know.
he was taken out by Kaban or Guard, or if it was a PMC in Lexos.
Yeah, but they're gonna go your direction.
I know, that's why I'm...
There quickly enough, they're gonna
Okay, so comms of
I like fighting outside of
I believe it was a PMC. So he's gonna try to, and also gonna try to get as much points as he can here. Don't know what's going on here. I think they get a loud SKS there, so probably just a AI scav in his way that he just needs to grab quickly to be able to push into Lexos and clean up some kills.
Do we even get into another
But
raid?
oh yeah, running through here is very risky. That's a whole different level of playing field right there. There's almost no cover if you're trying to pass there. Unfortunately, Entos fell victim to that. There's going to be lots of windows and stuff inside inside check 15 that you need to be watching for, especially if you only have a 1x. It's really, really difficult.
Yeah, and it's tough too, right? Because he was just fighting that AI scav. So all of that noise there allows whoever is lurking around to know, okay, and now I need to give my attention to this direction. You know, you could hear the silent shots of PMC coming now on the other side of the fence. Sprays coming out here from Edison. Queenie looking potentially for some help.
They do
Or to
spot
help
this
out.
PMC behind the bus. Communication coming in. Of course, Edison is going to be front line. He's going to be pushing hard while Queenie backs him up from behind with the long range scope. He's going to take him out. Going to be a quick kill for Edison there. Not much time left. They're doing good so far, but can they keep going? Can they keep racking up points? They still look at that Queenie right there. Doesn't even care. Pushing right through. She wants that points. She's a winner. She is going to try her hardest to make it work.
Yeah, I love to see it from both of them. And Edison finding the kill through that bright sunlight of a flashlight. It's so hard to see at times, as you can see there at home, guys. Just 12 minutes left to get as many points as you can for that $150 prize pool. We hear a big gasp from Queenie. Queenie might have been taken out. And Edison, is Edison playing on a stretched res?
Yeah, you can do. There's multiple different stretch reses. A lot of games don't allow different types of stretch reses. Like most of them just have like the 4-3, you know, the standard, you know, CSGO Pro type of stretch res. But Tarkov does allow 16 by 10, which is a little bit more stretched than the standard 16:9. I personally play on 16:10, and once I switched to it, I never went back. I'm not a stretch res player, but 16:10 is it's like the best of both worlds. So sometimes we see people using that. But I think this is more of a wider stretch here.
Yeah, this looks like a 4-3 to me, because those stems, everything when he's in the inventory looks very stretched to me. So maybe you nailed it. Maybe a former CSGO pro here.
Yeah, sometimes when people play games like CS, you know, more simple games, sometimes, you know, once they get so good at the game, they need a little bit more action, you know, they want more excitement. So they'll come to a game like Escape from Tarkov, which has a huge learning curve, right? It's not something easy to just pick up. Like you need time and time and time. So a lot of players, you know, from other games, Rainbow Six, whatnot, like they'll, you know, more standardized linear gameplay will come to a game like this and really like find their place here, find their home, which is really great to see, because, you know, we always love to have more players in Tarkov.
I haven't even loaded out though, so I just
Absolutely. Love to see the community growing. It's just such a fun game. There's nothing really like it. It's so immersive. You know, that's why it's almost a horror game at times with the jump scares. So, but yeah, you don't really get any other feeling from any other game like you do when playing Tarkov.
No, you're absolutely right. There's no better feeling than wiping some Giga Chad and taking all his stuff with a crappy SKS or something and just gearing up. Oh, it feels so good.
Well, there is that timer. 10 minutes left on the clock as we hear from our producer. Taking a look at Edison, there is still a chance. I mean, if Edison were to take himself out now, or you know, just potentially get out, they could find enough time to find one more raid. But it's really, really getting close to that time.
Spotting something here.
Good shit, dude.
Does take out a PMC. He confirms it right there. Nice shots, though.
Yeah, beautiful little two tap. And again, I mean, you see this, right? We've seen Edison with the ability to push the hip fire spray, but also to be calm, cool, and collective during times like that. You know, we saw him not getting overzealous, not panicking, taking his time. 2 easy shots and another big PMC kill. So looking to stay in this one. We'll be heading to Lexos here in just a moment. Nade over the top for any Q or potentially to get any remaining guards off of that. And we do hear an audio cue from what could be a scav or the guards and the boss.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell sometimes. I think a lot of like the lower tier scav guards will have standard scav voice lines, so it'll be hard to tell sometimes. But I think he saw that was a normal scav and decided to just continue on. It's not worth his time, which is a good call.
Yeah, some of Kaban's guards, even though heavily armored, are just supposed to be basic scavs, but out of nowhere, Edison taken out, and I'm not sure the person running in front of him couldn't have been the one to shoot, right? That dude was in a full sprint.
Right? Okay. Thanks, sir.
Yeah, Tarkov's not, everybody's had their own issues with servers or desync or, packet loss, whatever, like netcode. Like, Tarkov's not the most perfect game, but we love it for what it is. And sometimes issues can occur, and unfortunately, things like that can happen.
Nikita says, fix all the bugs. All the bugs have been fixed.
We'll fix the bugs.
I love the community.
18.
Here we cut back to Refugee, Smoky, Fool, and Grounds up what could be the final raid territory here. Rushing out from Sparja, just on the other side of Lexos here. And again, always a dangerous spot here. Lexos, Check 15, the school, the new negotiation room where you find the relaxation keys. So many high-tier points of interest here. High traffic as well, as we saw Edison getting a kill here just moments ago.
Always some action to be had near Check 15. One of probably the highest tier loot on the map, especially with the update recently that they actually added more high tier loot spawns to specifically locked rooms on streets. So, because there was a lot of good loot in unlocked rooms, and that was a big reason why the player scavs loved this map so much. But they've taken some of that loot and put them more into the locked rooms. So, Check 15 has that one key that's like 3 or 4 mil. It always has something good in there for you. So that's why, PMCs are always coming around this area. And this tar bank spot right here that Smokey's clearing right now. There is safes in there, which are like very, very unique safes. Most safes are only 3x3s. But these safes in here are like 4x4s, and they can have, lots of good stuff, just, more than just regular rubles. And I know that blue folders actually have been added to a lot more safes too, so there could be a lot of opportunity for blue folders in here.
Yeah, I got one myself. I ended up getting a blue folder on Streets, and if there's one thing that Streets has no shortage of, it certainly is loot. It used to be the loot house at Lighthouse, and now it's all Streets. Refugee Smokey pressing in, able to find one. The PMC swings and will be dropped here at the front of Lexos. And again, where there's one, there's usually more. We can see them methodically making their way through Lexos here. Smokey and Grounds once more trying to attack on some additional points, as there is only 5 minutes and 45 seconds remaining.
This is it right here. 5 minutes left. It's going to be very, very, tense for these players. They need to make as much time worth it as they can. That was a nice kill there, picked up by Smokey, and another one there. That was a juicer right there. He just took him down like it was nothing. Easy 10 points. Good job.
Yeah, it looked like Grounds was maybe taken out in the mix as well, and I hope that wasn't a friendly fire right there, but I think Grounds made that call out for Smokey. Smokey was then able to capitalize, but one more lurking in the corner. Rats are everywhere. Smokey Grounds able to find a few PMC kills with only 5 minutes remaining, though. I don't know if they're going to be able to get another raid. Maybe you have a quick 5-7 or a kit land round. You could get in potentially with 2 minutes.
Think we can spawn in real quick?
5 minutes? Probably not.
We can try that.
All right, so we are going to get the leaderboard here in a few moments, guys. We are going to see if there is anybody else left in the raid to maybe check out. And remind you, this is Vanguard Gaming. Valor of Valhalla #1 on Streets of Tarkov there in front of you. As we mentioned earlier, the shopping mall, MVD, high tier spots for Colantine. Of course, Caban only spawning at Lexos down there on the middle, bottom left, slightly to the left of the middle there, where the minefield is. And then, of course, Streets is just littered, absolutely littered with all the loot you could imagine throughout. Abraxas here looking to get loaded into this raid again, just a little less than 5 minutes, leaning forward in that gaming chair, maybe feeling the tenseness here as he is almost fully loaded that loot and will be able to get in. Should be able to find at least a few minutes in this raid, potentially a PMC or a boss kill for them. And again, that's Team Abraxian. That'll be Abraxas. Yeah, 3 minutes, 35 seconds, time ticking away. Again, some tournaments, if you're in the raid, you're allowed to play out. However, on this one, when the timer is done, all the contestants are done. Of course, it will take us a little bit of time to get everything tallied up and official. But, yeah, it's nonetheless, certainly, I hope everybody has had as much fun as I've had here today. It's been an absolute blast. We will take a quick moment to remind everybody that these players were out there. Nice, short, simple, and sweet for the rules. 10 points per PMC kill, 5 points per boss kill, and, of course, 2 points for surviving the raid per player there as well. Solos, duos, either or. All these teams here were duos today. It did look like Abraxas got loaded into the raid as well. So we'll have just a few minutes to see, if they can potentially find a few extra points. There's Datsy Dog as well. That's Abraxas' partner. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left on the clock for them to get as many points as they can here in the final moments. Every little kill will count. Of course, the W key will be stuck down as they continue to press everywhere and look for any opportunity left here on Streets of Tarkov.
Yeah, I think maybe they're probably going for the Expo or the Museum PMC spawn. It's probably the closest thing they have, Otherwise, they'd have to... Oh, there it is right there. So it looks like somebody spawned in Expo building. And Brax is going to be taking shots here. Hopefully he can... Oh, but he gets shot through the car. That is... See, I think he was a little bit too close to the right. The engine blocks in cars can't be shot through, but most of the other car can. So I think he got shot through more of the right side.
Yeah, unfortunately, especially I felt like that guy had at least a 60-round mag as well, because there was just a hailstorm of bullets being thrown at that car. We saw Abraxas trying to dodge, trying to look down, trying to do anything he could to avoid that situation, but unfortunately will be taken out early. So with that, nobody else in raid. There was only 1:30 left on the clock. That will expire. I don't think we'll have anybody left to get back into that raid. So we will need a few moments to tally up those scores and see where everybody lies. I know we saw green equals scary at the top, around that 35-minute mark left. Blicky wasn't too far behind from them as well. Of course, Team Refugee did have a little bit of trouble early on. They seem to be popping off late in that last hour. But the question is, was it enough, Kirk?
Yeah, I mean, we really have no idea, right? Like, you can say all you want, but I think like green equals scary. Just the sheer amount of boss spawns that they had, like it's unbelievable. And they got all of them too, right? Like they died a couple times, but like there was still those 3 separate raids where I believe they got both the boss kills. Like that's insane. And plus, however many PMCs were there, also trying to get the kills. That's even though like sometimes it might be more useful to go for the PMCs just because they're worth double the points that a boss is worth. But going for the bosses could result in PMC kills as well, because who else doesn't want to kill the bosses, right? Like it's definitely hard to tell. But I do, even though green equals scary did do really good, I still really like watching Team Blicky. I liked watching Edison and Queenie's chemistry, because they played the same way every time, and it seemed to work out most of the time. Edison would run in there as the frontline tank, make calls for Queenie, who would kind of stay a little bit further back and protect him. And I think that they work together well. But Blicky and green equals scary. I mean, every team here they've been doing really good. But I think it's gonna be close call, I think.
Yeah, and to that point, I mean, Blicky was a ton of fun to watch. Edison certainly very, very talented. Queenie clutching up numerous times as well, often being the last one left alive, finding 2 and 3K kills there as well. So a lot of points on those PMC kills. They had some luck with the bosses as well. I think we didn't really see Abraxas and them find the boss too many times. And I wonder, if green equals scary, maybe that strategy worked a little better. They were able to split off. They both killed the bosses multiple times. And with all that gunfire, whether people are looking for boss kills or not, whether you run into other PMCs there as well, when PMCs hear all that gunfire, they often go to investigate as well. So, all right.
Yeah, we're getting down to it right now. So points are being tallied up as fast as possible. We're going to try to get the results to you very, very quick. But back to the point system here. Like if anyone isn't familiar or missed it earlier, very, very simple rules here, right? So most of the time you're just going to want to be running for those PMC spawns or hotspots to get as many points as possible, which we've seen definitely happen a few times. It's definitely no time for looting in this type of tournament.
Unless you get that red key card, right?
That's definitely worth it. I wouldn't even care. If I came last place, if I get a red card out of it, I'd be happy.
Yeah, it's still a winning situation. And remind everybody, it was just on Streets of Tarkov today. Again, as Kirk mentioned earlier in that top right, the shopping mall, big spot for Kollontai, as well as the MVD. And then, of course, at the bottom middle of your screen, slightly to the left, is Lexos, where Kaban and crew often spawn. So those are some of those high-tier key spots across Lexos, across the Tarbank, and the Czech building. But final tallies are coming in. We'll have those scores here very, very shortly. Remind everybody, $150 on the line here for the Vanguard Gaming Valor of Valhalla, the first one. Again, we want to remind everybody, you can see it scrolling across the bottom of the screen. There is the Discord. I think the links are there below the Twitch as well, but we'd love to have you follow the socials, whether it's Twitter or joining the Discord, so you can stay up to date with not only all the fun events and tournaments that they'll be putting on, but as well as just the community as a whole. If you enjoy playing Tarkov, there's multiple different games that they play in there, but they've built a nice community of friendly gamers, like-minded gamers. So if you're always looking for more people to grow in and hang out with, or just a great community to be a part of, we would certainly love to have you over there at Vanguard Gaming.
Tarkov is a tough game, and there's plenty of people willing to help you learn. You can only learn so much off YouTube videos and tutorials, but once you really have that partner that's with you, that can help you get through the raids and help you get your quests done, then that's the biggest help of all. So I really encourage you to join the Discord, and lots of fun times to be had with friendly people and tutors.
That's right. Well, with that being said, it does look like we have the scores tallied, and we will take a quick look at that. Of course, Blicky down there with Abraxian able to come back off of only 2 PMC kills. So I'm not sure if that one score is a little messed up there for Abraxian, but Blicky at 148 as well. Refugee, after the insanely tough start, was able to battle back second place, 184 points. But green equals scary up on top. 16 PMC kills, 6 boss kills, and 10 survivals, really checkmarking every column. It looks like the strategy of splitting up certainly worked here today. A great performance for green equals scary. Gunner and crew going to be walking away with $150, 75 for each player there as well. Who doesn't love winning some money and some bragging rights while you're having fun playing Tarkov?
That was extremely close, like 181 to 184, only 3 points off. Like even a survive could have helped them, or maybe like that was really close though. But of course, all the prize pool goes to the number 1 team, which is green equals scary. We have no doubts at all that they deserve it. Of course, like we said before, boss spawns can be a little bit lucky because they can be unlucky. But you still need to get there and get the kill, right? Just because they spawn doesn't mean you just get the points. So you got to get there and you got to do a lot of work, and green really showed that today.
A lot of skill and a little RNG going in their favor. I got to tell you, I had a ton of fun, though. Hopefully, everybody at home watching had as much fun as we did today. I got to see a few of my friends out there on the battlefield as well, so that was certainly great. You can see Kirk on the lurk there as well. The socials, we hope that you check them out, guys. I do want to take a moment to thank everybody behind the scenes at Vanguard Gaming. I know there were a few observers helping us out, so shout out to them. Loot for putting this on, putting his own cash in that prize pool, and certainly Mark behind the scenes running production. Absolutely killed it today. Made our jobs much, much easier. So we certainly appreciate each and all of them. We appreciate each and all of you watching at home as well. Everybody who participated. Again, couldn't do it without them. We hope to see you all back on the next one. Unfortunately, that is all for us today. We hope everybody has an absolutely wonderful, wonderful weekend.